The most fluffy sponge cake that is soaked in a delicious peach soak, then layered with a fluffy whipped cream frosting and a juicy homemade peach compote. Today we're making this decadent and super simple peaches and cream cake. The ingredients for this are so basic. You probably have them in your pantry right now. It's very, very easy to make. It is a completely beginner-friendly recipe in my opinion. And peaches are in season, which means it's the perfect summertime cake. So if you're looking for a picnic or summer party cake, then you have to try this cake. Let's start by making the sponge cake, and this can be made up to 3 days in advance and wrapped up and stored in the refrigerator. You're going to take a large bowl and a medium-sized bowl, and we're going to separate 4 room temperature eggs. Add the egg whites into the large bowl and the egg yolks into the medium-sized bowl. As you can see, I did accidentally drop some egg yolk into those egg whites, so don't do what I did and always break your egg into a separate bowl first, and then you can separate it after that so you don't end up with yolks in your egg whites. Set the egg yolks aside, and now the egg whites, I'm going to use an electric hand mixer and beat this until it's nice and frothy. Then I'm going to gradually add some granulated sugar while beating, and then continue to beat this until stiff peaks form. That was very droopy, so that was not stiff peaks. This is what stiff peaks should look like. Set this aside, and now we're going to bring back the egg yolks, and into this I'm going to add some more granulated sugar and then beat this using electric hand mixer again until it's nice and pale and fluffy, just like this. You will see that the color of the egg yolks has become much lighter. Now into this I'm going to add some room temperature milk, some vegetable oil, and some vanilla extract. Give that a good mix until it's fully incorporated, and then we're going to add the dry ingredients, which includes all-purpose flour, baking powder, and salt. You don't need any fancy cake flour or anything like that for this recipe. We're going to get the most fluffy cake using just regular all-purpose flour. Beat that until it is fully incorporated. Get rid of the beater because the rest of the steps are going to be done by hand. Use a spatula and add 1/3 of the whipped egg whites or meringue into the egg yolk mixture. Use your spatula to fold this until it is fully incorporated. You don't have to be super gentle for this part because this is the initial mix, but for the next mix, you have to be very careful. Go ahead and add all of this egg yolk mixture back into our meringue, and now very gently this time, we're going to fold until everything is fully incorporated and we no longer see any more white parts in the batter. I have here an 8-inch round cake pan that I have only greased and lined on the bottom. This is very important because we want the sponge cake to stick to the sides. That is going to prevent our sponge cake from deflating while it cools after baking. I'm going to add all of the sponge cake batter into this 8-inch pan. We're not going to be baking it in separate pans. We're making one big fluffy cake that we'll cut up later on. Immediately after the cake comes out of the oven, you're going to give it a few taps on the countertop. This is also going to prevent the cake from deflating, and then set this aside to cool down completely. Do not try to remove this from the pan while it's hot. Now let's make the peach compote. I have here 4 large peaches, and I'm going to use a peeler to peel off the skin. My peaches could be a little bit riper, so keep that in mind when you're doing this. Use nice and ripe peaches for the best results. After peeling, you're going to go ahead and chop up the peaches into small cubes just like this. It's fairly easy to remove the pit off of the middle of the peach. This peach in particular was a little bit on the unripe side, which is why it was a little bit difficult, but the rest were pretty easy. Add your chopped peaches into a medium-sized saucepan along with some brown sugar, some granulated sugar, and the zest of half of a lemon. If you don't want to use lemon zest, you can also replace this with about a teaspoon of lemon juice. Give that a good mix, and then we're going to place this on a medium flame and cook this while stirring until it has released all its juices and the peaches look soft just like this. At this point, you're going to lower your heat and then add in a cornstarch slurry. Right after you add that, you want to start mixing constantly until it's nice and thick. Cook that for another minute or 2 and your peach compote is ready to go. Next, let's make a very quick peach soak because this is going to take the cake to a whole new level. In a small saucepan, I'm going to combine some water, granulated sugar, peach puree, and some lemon juice. Give that a good mix, and then we're going to bring this to a simmer on medium-high flame, and then our peach soak is ready to go. By this time, the sponge cake was also fully cooled, so I used a serrated knife to cut that into 3 layers just like this. As you can see, the sponge is so fluffy and pillowy. This is exactly what we're looking for. Now let's make the chantilly cream, also known as some whipped cream frosting. You're going to beat together cold heavy whipping cream along with some powdered sugar and vanilla extract until stiff peaks form. That's it. It's so simple. The detailed recipe is available on my website, thefoodflamingo.com, and you can find a link to that in the description box below. You can also get the printable recipe over there, so don't forget to check that out. Now let's assemble the cake. I'm going to start off with the first sponge layer, and I placed it on a serving plate that I placed on a cake turntable so that it's easier for me to frost and decorate the cake later on. I'm going to start off with a generous layer of our peach soak, which should be fully cooled, by the way. You don't want to add anything hot or else our whipped cream frosting is going to melt. Then comes a layer of the whipped cream frosting. I'm using a piping bag. It's not necessary, but it makes the process so much easier, and I highly recommend using it. Now use an offset spatula to spread that out nice and evenly, and then I'm going to pipe a border of the whipped cream frosting just like this. For this step, you definitely do need a piping bag, and you don't want to skip this either, otherwise the peaches could leak out of the sides later on when we frost the cake. Next, you're going to add about half of the peach compote and spread that out evenly. You don't want to add too much. If you think it's too much, you want to stop adding it because, again, we don't want anything leaking out of the cake later on. Next goes the second layer of sponge cake, and I'm brushing that as well with a generous amount of the peach soak, and then goes another layer of the whipped cream frosting. Spread that out evenly, add a whipped cream border, and then add in the remaining peach compote and spread that out evenly as well. Finally, we're going to add on the last layer of sponge cake, and then you're going to pour all the remaining peach soak into this last layer, which I almost forgot to do and started crumb coating the cake, but I remembered just in time and quickly did that first and then went back to crumb coating the cake. A quick tip regarding the peach soak, you don't want to leave this out. It's a small step that not only brings out the peach flavor, but also makes the cake so incredibly moist. Without it, your sponge cake will be very dry and very unpleasant to eat. This is the first layer of frosting, which is essentially going to hold in any crumbs so that when we decorate the cake later on, it's nice and clean and smooth and doesn't have little crumbs sticking out. I colored most of the remaining frosting this pretty peach color, and then I'm going to pipe it all over our chilled cake like this. As you can see, it's so much easier to add the frosting onto the cake, especially the sides, using a piping tip, which is why I highly recommend it. I'm using an offset spatula to smooth that out. I'm going to start with the top first, going in circular motions just like this while constantly spinning the turntable. Then I'm going to do the sides just like this. This part doesn't have to be smooth because next we're going to use a cake scraper to smooth it out. Use a cake scraper, keeping a 90-degree angle. You don't want to have a slanted angle, otherwise you're going to end up with a cup shape and not a straight cake. Once you're happy with how it looks, we're going to clean the top edges just like this, and every single time you bring the frosting in with the offset spatula, you do want to make sure to wipe the frosting off onto a separate bowl or spatula so that you're not messing up the clean top. And finally, to decorate this cake, I'm going to be making big piping dollops. First, I'm using this large star tip. I will leave the sizes of the tips in the description box below. I kept those the same peach color as the cake, and then I used a large round piping tip to pipe white dollops like this, and then I just alternated between those two piping tips all around the cake. And then to finish, I just added some random chunks of peach all around the cake like this. And I also added some mint leaves to really bring a pop of color. And our peaches and cream cake is ready to go. Doesn't that look so pretty? This cake turned out so great and it tasted even better. I love the decoration. It's so simple and Pinterest coded. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now let's cut into this cake. Let me tell you, cutting into this cake was so fun. The knife just glided right through the layers because the cake, the filling, everything was so incredibly soft. Look at that peach compote oozing out. It works so well with the fluffy cake layer, and that peach soak is definitely the star of the show, so don't forget to add that on your layers because it really does make a big difference. You can see how soft the cake is when the spoon just glides through it just like the knife did, and the detailed recipe is available on my website, thefoodflamingo.com, and you can find a link to that in the description box below. I will also leave a link to other fruit desserts that you have to try this season. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, or if there's anything else you would like me to make. Subscribe if you haven't, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.